Just kidding. I did have help, however, with this. Before I get to Eddie, I'd like to say, Bryn, you look absolutely amazing and gorgeous as always.
Oh yeah!
My brother is extremely lucky to have someone as gorgeous, smart, caring, understanding, hardworking, organized. Bryn, I can't read your writing. To spend the rest of your life with. If I could be serious for 1 second. As the brother of the groom, it's an extra special honor to stand beside Eddie as his best man. I'll try not to cry. Today I realize I am just an average man. You're the best. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Eddie has been truly a best friend to me in the true sense of the word. Although much younger and most of the time more mature, he has always been there to listen to my problems, and most of the time he has given me the best advice. For this, I am truly the luckiest brother in the entire world. I love you, Eddie. And I'm not done yet. So, without Eddie's permission, I thought I'd take a few moments and share some of my personal and obvious bias and one-sided stories about Eddie growing up. Surprisingly, I've known Eddie all my life. I've been blessed to watch him grow. I've watched him evolve from the cross-eyed, paw-collecting, magic trick-obsessed, hyperactive boy that stands before us today, but obviously now a very smart and handsome and bright young man standing here. And I'm telling you, he was hyper, although he's obviously grown out of that. Born in the bloodline of successful runners, Eddie somehow seemed to dodge this gene at birth. Regardless, as a freshman in high school, Eddie was extremely eager and determined to step onto the track and become the next great Dunkelberger runner. That lasted for a few days. Eddie said he was tired and his legs cramped, and he just wasn't sure why stupid people would run around in a circle and get nothing out of it. So instead of gold, silver, or possibly bronze, Eddie joined me in a small business venture called BlackRock Computer Consulting. For me, it was refreshing to finally have somebody to take out the garbage, answer the phones, and carry all the heavy boxes and computers up and down the stairs. I was in heaven. You haven't noticed, it's a lot smarter to be the young, or the older and more wise brother rather than the young. However, I believe this was where Eddie started to actually mold and shape his own work ethic. He was motivated, organized, extremely punctual, courteous. Bryn, your penmanship is horrible. He was on the ball. Then Eddie fell in love. It was magical. I knew he felt something extremely special for this girl he called Bryn. How, you may ask? I noticed an increased amount of callback volume in the business. There's one particular incident that sticks out in my mind. A gentleman called one day and said, "The computer that was returned this morning, when I set it up, had a clank and a rattle in the basement. Would you please send somebody over to take a look?" So later that day I stopped out, I took the computer apart, and there was one screw and a screwdriver inside the base of the computer. When I returned back to the shop and showed Eddie, he looked at me and said, "I was looking for that." Love was certainly in the air, and that was the moment I knew Eddie was in love and would be with Bryn for the rest of his entire life. While the stories may be funny or possibly not so funny, I truly am lucky to have Bryn and Eddie in my life. They have taught me the true meaning of love and happiness, and without their dedication, warmth, and commitment to each other, my life would certainly be incomplete. Thank you both, and I love you. I'd like everybody to raise your beer or your glass in honor and in toast to Mr. and Mrs. Edward Dunkelberger. May the world... To the world you are one, but to each other you are now the world. God bless you both. Thank you.
I'd like to ask you to please remain standing. We'll